Cyberpunk Jordan.
Attention guests in the luggage claim area, welcome to the Jordania Volcano Hotel. A couple of quick reminders before you approach the elevator towards the lobby. Jordan's Soapbox is a show broadcasted on-site and supported via Patreon. If you would like to support what I do and not cause the country of Jordania economic ruin, consider supporting it for behind-the-scenes access and other rewards. It's recommended frequent visitors subscribe to the channel and ring the bell for updates whenever new videos are made. Do you want to hang out with your fellow guests? Consider jacking in to the Cyberpunk Jordan Discord, where you can hang out with me and talk about Sonic and Sega stuff, among other things. And now, our elevator shaft will be departing for the lobby area. Thank you for your attention and enjoy your stay.
Hello my gummy bears, my name is Jordan, also known as CJ, and welcome back to Jordan's Soapbox, the show that talks about anything that I want to talk about. So on this episode of Jordan's Soapbox, I want to talk about something a little bit different. On the show, I've talked about individual issues, arcs, and even eras with this comic. But there are subjects that aren't any of those things, and more stuff that's related to Archie Sonic. Such as the topic of fan requests that the Freedom Fighters make a return to Sonic. Because the discourse surrounding it seems to be less than pleasant, with the very name, or that of Sally Acorn, being the cause of multiple online wars. You have one side who really wants to see them return, and the other side who absolutely does not. In fact, the reason why this video exists at all was due to a quote tweet in response to a tweet asking people for their atomic level Sonic hot take. The tone of this tweet will absolutely bring nothing but civil discussion on such a wide-ranging subject matter, and the Freedom Fighters have no place in the current Sonic canon. They're a relic of a bygone era, and all the sweaty Archie-loving losers need to find a new hobby. Sonic does not need a love interest. It goes against his free spirit. Never mind. Now, I will say that this person shall remain anonymous because as much as it is the reason why I'm making this video, I'd rather not have them harassed over a stupid opinion on the internet. But it does lead to a question. Do the Freedom Fighters belong in modern Sonic? I mean, you obviously know my answer, which is absolutely, but it's a little more complicated than that. It's important to remember that the Freedom Fighters were around as long as Sonic himself has. Archie Sonic debuted on November 22nd, 1992, while Satai Am, or Sonic the Hedgehog, debuted on September 18th, 1993. Both were arguably components to sell the blue blur in North America, to beat Nintendo at having as recognizable of a mascot as Mario, whom, ironically by the way, also had a television series made by Deke Animation. Several. It wasn't even exclusive to shows or comic books. Merchandise was also a big element during that time, with some of the examples from Saturday Morning Sonic, including this horrifying thing. I'm going to have nightmares for weeks. But it wasn't always non-video game media. The Freedom Fighters did make an appearance in Sonic Spinball, and Robotnik from Satai Am was seemingly planned for a North American release of Sega Sonic the Hedgehog. Now, for folks living outside of North America, especially in countries like the United Kingdom and Japan, this stuff really wasn't a thing. But to millions of Sonic the Hedgehog fans, this was Sonic for most of the 1990s, featuring prominently the Freedom Fighters. To claim that they have no place in canon nowadays is, well, ridiculous when it was the canon when stuff was starting out here. But Jordan, that was from the 1990s and Sega doesn't recognize it anymore. First off, media with the Freedom Fighters hasn't not been around for that long. While Satai Am has certainly ended for a while, it lasted until December 3rd, 1994, on a cliffhanger no less, The comic lasted until January 2017. It was in the Guinness World Records as one of the longest running comics based on a video game, and while the Freedom Fighters certainly went through numerous changes, what the heck is wrong with Rotor, they were still in Sonic media for 24 years. And it's true, Sega doesn't recognize that continuity anymore. But they also don't recognize Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic Underground, Sonic X, and Sonic Boom. But what they will do is take elements from those versions of the character, such as Sonic Frontiers, including mentions of Tangle the Lemur from IDW Sonic and Styx the Badger from Sonic Boom. Even the most recent Tales Tube acknowledged the existence of a wider multiverse within Sonic, which de facto places Satayam or Archie Sonic as one of the many universes in Sonic. So, while not acknowledged by Sega and from the 1990s, their recent appearances aren't as old, and they are included in the larger Sonic multiverse by default. But Jordan, Sega hates Satayam and Archie Sonic.
No!
The next couple of arguments are more or less related to Sally Acorn, a character whose name will usually result in global thermonuclear warfare online. Now, I will not deny that sometimes, especially starting out, her character has been a bit boring, sometimes she's written awfully, and there are moments where her role as a love interest takes over her being a member of the Freedom Fighters. But the Sally that I know, written by folks such as Ian Flynn, and yes, even Ken Penders, could be written as a strong, competent, and incredible character worth giving a darn about. You just have to, shift through a lot of crap to find the figurative diamonds. Or Chaos Emeralds. Doesn't matter. And I love, personally, the romance between Sonic and Sally, but it doesn't mean it has to be there. Post-Super Genesis Wave Archie Sonic, a soft reboot that occurred in 2013 that I talked about last time, featured a distinct lack of any romance between Sonic and Sally. They're friends, and if they were to return, this romance would not be necessary to make fans like me happy. We simply want the Freedom Fighters to return in an official capacity. Both Satayam and Archie Sonic ended their runs without an official conclusion, the specter of both haunting current Sonic media such as IDW Sonic. Heck, some fans have gone desperate and decided to do it themselves. One revived the comic, the other revived the show. I could speak for everyone who's requesting the return of these beloved characters. No, we aren't wanting to replace the main continuity of modern Sonic with Satayam/Archie Sonic. We simply want something, anything with these characters. Doesn't matter what it is. A cameo in Sonic Prime, an appearance in the comics. Sega could literally just release a Sally Acorn statue and that would be okay. Are fans in the wrong to ask for the return of these characters? Quiet you, we have you down there for a reason. Anyway, that answer would be no. Fans are entitled to ask for whatever they want so long as they do so in a way that's respectful and courteous. Because the Freedom Fighters belong in Sonic, based on their history and importance to it. Besides, all the arguments in the world wouldn't even matter, because in the end, the Sonic Twitter account said it itself, everything is canon. Anyway, that's all for this episode, Jordan's Soapbox. If you must excuse me, some worlds need to be ununited. This is going to be incredibly painful and torturous.
Thank you for visiting the Jordania Volcano Hotel. We hope that you'll visit again soon. Before you leave, would you like something from our gift shop? Becca has the latest and totally not looted goods from all over the world. One item of note is the subscribe button, coming from the US state of California. It works best when you ring its bell and turn on notifications, so you don't miss an episode of Jordan's Soapbox. We also have a limited edition video that we also think you might like, and a collection of Jordan's Soapbox episodes in a playlist, all for the price of... wait a minute. Free? We're giving these out for free? Becca, we are bankrupt!